get into the season, you've got usually two experienced coaches, one at each end, an offensive and a defensive guy, and then the other stuff gets lost in the shuffle. You might have a specialist younger guy doing face-offs or doing goalies, but generally you don't have somebody of Coach Stagnita's level focusing on those things that are really important. I mean, you have 20 or so clears and rides a game and face-offs a game that have a pretty significant impact on the outcome. So I think we'll be more complete. I think we'll be more fundamentally sound than we've been. I think on attack, Nick Doctor and Isaac Bach are going to be the cornerstones of that unit. And Peter Lako's had a very good fall for us, as Kevin Brown has. And we have a couple other guys that I think are going to make some meaningful contributions too. A freshman named Riley Hupfeld, extremely skilled, likely to play man up, I think. And good vision, very good shooter, very, very good stick skills. And so I like the group there. Chris Hupfeld has moved to midfield, and he will be an anchor in the midfield. We have a very, very good group of senior middies with Joe McCallion and Chris Hupfeld and a bunch of guys there. We have 5 or 6 senior middies that are all going to, I think, play meaningful roles. And then Pat Berkery is a junior who I think is poised to kind of emerge for us as a lead midfielder. Another junior named Derek Edwards I think is ready to do that. And we've got some pretty good sophomores too, starting with Austin Crine. So we very much like our group there. I think it's pretty athletic and pretty skilled. And I think if our middies start to really embrace the way we play and can really understand the way we play defensively and offensively in between, that's generally the engine that makes us go. And when we had success last year, late in the year, that was a big part of it. Losing Brian Feeney, you hold your breath going into the next year, and those guys have been fantastic. Now how that thing plays itself out, I think time will tell. They're a little bit different from each other. John Lopes is 6'4", right-handed guy, and Jimmy Sestilio is about 5'11" or 6 feet and left-handed. So two different styles, and it'll be interesting to see once we get back to campus and then start practice on February 1st how that thing kind of plays itself out. I'd like to think we can win games at the offensive end or the defensive end, or with our ride and clear, and hopefully face-offs as well. But our defense has been a strength for a while, and that this year is led by Matt McMahon. Pretty much started since he's been here. A big 6'4" kid, very athletic, very good high school football and basketball player as well. So he's going to be the leader down there for sure. And then the next guys are Kevin Gayhart and Eric Persky, two very different defensemen in the sophomore class. Luke Morrison had a very good fall as well. And then Greg Queso, be interested to see what he does. He was one of our 2 long stick middies last year. Hurt his knee, blew his knee out kind of middle of last spring, and so missed the fall because of that. And so he could come in either as a close defenseman or as a long stick middy, along with Kevin McDonough, who took a lot of the runs there in the fall and did a great job for us last spring as well when Greg Queso got hurt, and filling in with Alex Blonsky, our starter there last year at the pole. And then a freshman named Connor Keating has had a pretty good first semester with us, so we'll see where he comes into the mix. So I really like our depth, even though some of those guys were hurt in the fall, like Greg Queso and others. I think we could be pretty deep and pretty good on defense, and if we can put some things together and bring some young guys along, hopefully we can be consistent and pretty steady back there. To go from the 30th ranked team to the 9th ranked team, or whatever it might be, the 12th ranked team, takes a lot of work. But when you're going past the 27th ranked team, that's a little bit easier than going past the 7th ranked team. And so ultimately, if we want to keep improving and get to the kind of top of the heap, it's going to be more difficult because the teams you have to go through to get there are going to be better. And so that's the challenge ahead of us now. We're not looking back and looking at what we did. We're looking forward and trying to take steps forward again and keep getting better and raising the quality of what we do and everything. We'll feel good about the fall we had. We feel good about the recruiting we're doing. We feel good about our strength and conditioning. We feel good about the way we're supported, as an institution within athletics and with our alumni group. We feel great about everything going on. We certainly aren't satisfied because we haven't accomplished a lot of what we want to accomplish, but we feel like the program is very healthy and headed in hopefully a very positive direction.